Now, unfortunately for Sydney Sweeney, it does seem like no matter how many half shirts she wears to the red carpet, she's not getting the attention of these MAGA men that she's clearly aiming for, girl. Wow, there's so many people over here talking about, oh my gosh, go woke, go broke. But it seems like the ones who are actually losing money are the ones trying to convince us to go see Miss Conservative Barbie on screen. Let's talk about it.
Y'all know who I am, y'all know who I am. Adrienne, I be in the cut, I sizzle with your man. Don't be mad at me because he recognized the brand.
The scarlet mess on the ground worked as a magnet for equilibrium because when I channeled to begin the spell, the power came into me like heavy lightning. Magic was surging so fiercely that I knew my ascension was fast approaching. Unliksana raged out, focused itself upon the pool of blood that I laid my eyes on. In an instant, the blood glowed bright and hot. It sizzled on the stone, left dark smudges as it levitated off of the floor.
So yes, child, I guess Sydney Sweeney thought that she was gonna get really gritty for us, get really, rough and tumble for us and sell a movie. It didn't happen. The Wrap says, released in 2011 theaters, Christie grossed only $1.3 million. I did not say $13 million. I said $1.3 million for a per theater average of just $649. That's somebody's car payment plus insurance. That's somebody's car payment plus insurance. According to Box Office Mojo, it ranks among the top 10. Imagine this being the statistic, girl. The top 10 worst openings for a new release on more than 2,000 screens. 2,000 screens! Now, critics' reviews for Christie have skewed positive but haven't been exceptional with a 60. That's what y'all call positive? The line for what's positive and what's not, and like what's a good reception and what's not, is so interesting how it's moved, because 66%, girl, okay. I didn't see how y'all drag these black filmmakers, but I'm not, okay, all right. And while Sweeney herself is still riding the wave of fame, I mean, a ripple? Is it really a wave? While riding the wave of fame, because girl, 1.3 million, we might have to reduce. We might have to come up with a different terminology. I don't know. Wave might be a little too ambitious. All right. Somebody call Storm in here from X-Men to have her recalibrate the system, the water cycle, because wave is not an accurate description, babes. But they said it hasn't translated to any interest in her latest film. So doesn't that mean that? So let's talk about anyway. All right. Nora has her recent press tour. Girl, I saw this online, so let's talk about it. Nora has her recent press tour for Christie moved the needle, instead drawing the conversation around Sweeney towards other topics. Yeah, other topics. And we'll get to those in just a moment. All right. In her cover story interview with GQ released this past Tuesday, it's noted that Sweeney has dodged questions throughout the press tour regarding her jeans ad for American Eagle that came with the tagline, "Sydney Sweeney has great jeans." The ad angered some on TikTok, drawing accusations that the campaign had a pro-eugenics undertone. The Trump administration only added fuel to the fire when it came to Sydney Sweeney's defense on social media. And so Sydney Sweeney was sitting down there in an interview, and the interviewer asked her, okay, so what's it like? Like, Trump, defended you. It's like, so what is that like? What's that like? What's that experience like for you? And she responded, the word that she used was surreal. That's what she, with a big old smile on her face, looking like a sensual Sid from Ice Age. Move out of my face, honey. Move out of my face. So yeah, she was just like, well, it was so surreal that Trump, defended me, but I don't really pay attention to what's going on because, I'm so busy filming the 3rd season of HBO, and I can't bring my phone on set and blah, blah, blah. Or at the time she was like, girl, whatever, rolling my eyes so hard. Between a lack of major studio support and substantial word of mouth, as well as its lead star being unable to steer the public conversation around her to her work rather than her perceived place in the culture war, Christie is being left by the wayside in what is shaping up to be a very competitive end-of-year theatrical marketplace. Now, as for Sydney Sweeney, she will likely have a better box office when she comes out with the Housemaid or whatever, which hits theaters in December. But at the same time, I think this Housemaid movie is going up against that colonizer fantasy franchise, Avatar, Avatar Fire and Ash or whatever. And people love those Avatar movies. So, like, we already know which movie gonna win that. So, like, I'm just like, girl, good luck, mama. She will also appear in the upcoming sequel to The Devil Wears Prada. And so, like, y'all still pushing her, like, it feel like Aquafina treatment. Like, y'all, you know what I mean? Like, how they shoving Aquafina, or they used to, still are trying to shove Aquafina in our face. It gives us this, like, okay, how much money y'all committed to lose off of this blonde girl? Like, it's so interesting how many chances, like, these blonde girls, these people get, these white people get, right? Meanwhile, you got to pull up, what did Papa Pope say? Twice as much to get half of what they have. He was spitting in her face. He was spitting in her face. But it's just like, let your numbers dip a little bit as a black filmmaker. Let Rotten Tomatoes be at 66% as a black direct, whatever. And they dragging you, girl. But with Sydney, but with these white girl, they're going to push them out. They're going to keep pushing them out. They're okay with losing money off their name. Just keep pushing. Let's see if they want them this time. Do they want to see them this time? And it's just like, okay, she going after MAGA. She going after the Trump supporting base or whatever for fans. And it's just like, where they at, girl? They're supposed to be sitting right there front row at the theater. You over here gagging at Trump's, like, defense of you. You over here, just basically leaning into the conservative image, whatever. And it's like, okay, so you doing all that work, but is it, like, sister, it's not paying off for you. It's not paying off for you. What are you going to do? The shirts are already as low as you can get them. You know what I mean? They're as see-through as you can make them without completely taking it off. And this is coming from somebody, me, who's naked all the time on the timeline. Like, so it's no shade in that. It's just like, girl, the shirts are getting lower, more see-through. You're getting more and more conservative. And the money ain't coming, mama. Like, you're going to be all right. I'm sure this white girl rich as who knows what. But it's just so interesting that she's putting all this effort and dumping it all into the conservative machine, and they are not they're not watching you, girl. They're not coming to the theaters. They're not watching you. They said, girl, if you don't remove that shirt and keep it moving, girl, we don't want to see nothing else from you. And it's just like, that's what you leaned into, and that's what you're going to get back. And so this is the part I always find so interesting, is that y'all know that y'all can't open your mouth and say certain things, or that if you do, that you run the risk of having box offices like this. And it's just like, no, stand in what you believe in boldly and say it with your chest. But it's so antisocial. It's so sadistic, the things that y'all believe, that a lot of times the people who you're chasing to go support you don't even see you as a human being, don't see you as human enough to go watch your stuff. If it's not exploiting you, or, you know what I mean? If they're not consuming you in some, just hedonistic way, it's just, they don't really respect you as a human being. And so now we got empty theaters. Sydney, move out my face. Get out my face, Sydney. Oh yeah, that's it. I'm done preaching. Y'all already know what's up. I just thought it was hilarious. Sis couldn't even make $1.5 million, and it was over 2,000 theaters open. I thought it was hilarious. Anyway, go to Zaraxia.com if you want some black, queer, epic fantasy. I am literally writing the third book right now. Check out the first 2 books. And also go to patreon.com/AdrianExpression. Thank y'all so much for watching. Love you so much. And make sure you have a good evening. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know who I am. Adrian, I be in the cut. I sizzle with